Before we begin, let me ask you something. What if just 4 simple English words could change the world? Not perfect English, not difficult English, just simple words. Words that changed history. Hey, welcome. Good to have you here. It's almost here. Monday, January 19th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Maybe you know this day. Maybe you don't. But today is not just about an American holiday. It's about something bigger, something universal. Peace, justice, dreams, and the power of words. I'm PJ. This is Easy English with PJ. On January 19th, Americans remember a man named Martin Luther King Jr., a man who stood in front of 250,000 people and said 4 simple words that changed history. I have a dream. Not complicated English, not fancy vocabulary, just 4 simple words. But those words moved millions of people. They changed laws. They inspired movements around the world. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, thank you. It truly means a lot. Emma is with me today. She's here most of the time. And today, we want to ask you something. How can you use simple English to express your dreams? How can simple words create powerful messages? Emma, hey, welcome back.
Hey PJ, thank you for having me. This is such an important topic.
Have you been thinking about Martin Luther King Jr. Day coming up?
I have. Every year around this time, I think about his speech. I think about how words can inspire real change.
His message was about peace, wasn't it?
Yes. Peace, equality, justice. He dreamed of a world where people could live together peacefully, regardless of their race or background. That's a universal dream. Everyone, everywhere, wants peace.
And he did it in English that everyone could understand.
Exactly. That's what we're going to talk about today. How simple, honest English can carry powerful dreams. Dreams of peace. Dreams that matter.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's talk about dreams.
All right, here we go. Emma, let's start at the beginning. For listeners who don't know much about Martin Luther King Jr., who was he?
Martin Luther King Jr. was an American civil rights leader. He lived from 1929 to 1968. He fought for equality and justice, but he did it without violence. He believed in peaceful protest.
So he's like Mahatma Gandhi, the Indian freedom fighter?
Yes, both fought for basic human rights with peaceful protest. In America during that time, Black people faced terrible discrimination. They couldn't eat at the same restaurants as white people. They couldn't go to the same schools. They were treated as less than human.
That's hard to imagine today.
It is, but King decided to change that reality, not with violence or anger, but with words, peaceful action, and love.
When was his most famous moment?
August 28, 1963, Washington, D.C. More than 250,000 people gathered at the Lincoln Memorial. King gave a speech that would echo through history.
The I Have a Dream speech.
Yes, 17 minutes long. But those 17 minutes changed America, and the message spread around the world because his dream wasn't just about America. It was about human dignity, about peace, about everyone living together in harmony.
Emma, let's talk about those 4 words. I have a dream. Why are they so powerful?
First, they're personal. I have, not we should or people must. King is speaking from his own heart, and that personal connection makes it powerful.
And the word dream specifically.
Dream is universal. Everyone dreams. In every language, in every culture. So when King says, "I have a dream," everyone listening thinks, "I have dreams too."
Can you tell me more about what he actually said?
He repeated, "I have a dream" 9 times in his speech. Each time, he painted a picture of peace and equality. He said things like, "I have a dream that one day little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and little white girls as sisters and brothers."
That's beautiful and simple.
Very simple English. Join hands. Sisters and brothers. Children understand these words. Non-native English speakers understand these words. But together, they create a powerful image of peace and unity.
Why didn't he use more complicated English?
Because simple English is stronger. When you want to move people's hearts, you don't need fancy words. You need clear words, honest words, words that everyone can understand and feel.
Emma, let's make this personal for our listeners. How does this connect to English learning?
When you learn English with a purpose, like wanting to promote peace or connect with people from different cultures, your learning becomes powerful and meaningful.
Give me an example.
I had a student named Sarah from Syria. She came to my class after fleeing war in her country. At first, she studied English because she had to, for daily survival.
What happened?
She told me, "I want to learn English so I can tell people about Syria, about my culture, about my people. So many people only know about the war. I want them to know about our history, our food, our kindness, our dreams of peace."
So English became her tool to build understanding.
Exactly. And once she had that purpose, her English improved dramatically. She wasn't just memorizing vocabulary anymore. She was preparing to share her story, to build bridges between cultures, to promote peace through understanding.
That's powerful.
Very powerful. And it's the same principle King used. He had a dream of peace, and he used English to share that dream. Simple English, clear English, but English with purpose.
Emma, you keep mentioning that King used simple English. Why is simple English more powerful than complicated English?
Because communication is about connection, not impression. When you use simple words, more people understand you, more people feel included, more hearts are touched.
But many English learners think they need big words to sound educated or professional.
That's a common mistake. Listen to this. Which sounds better? "I envision a world characterized by harmonious coexistence among diverse populations," or "I dream of a world where everyone lives together in peace."
Definitely the second one.
Why?
It's clear. It's direct. It touches my heart.
Exactly. The first sentence uses bigger words, but it's cold and distant. The second sentence uses simple words, but it's warm, human, and real.
So simplicity is actually strength.
In communication, always. King was educated. He knew big words, but he chose simple words because he wanted everyone to understand, everyone to feel, everyone to connect.
Earlier, you mentioned King repeated, "I have a dream" 9 times. How can English learners use this tool?
Repetition is one of the most powerful tools in English. It creates rhythm. It builds emotion. It helps people remember your message.
How do you use it effectively?
First, identify your core message. What's the most important thing you want to say? Then repeat it in different contexts. Let's say you're talking about why peace matters. You might say, "Peace allows children to play safely. Peace allows families to sleep without fear. Peace allows communities to grow and prosper.
I heard peace repeated 3 times.
3 times. And now you know my message is about peace. That's the power of repetition. It makes your message clear. It makes it memorable.
How can learners practice this?
Write your own I have a dream statements about peace or whatever matters to you. Then say them out loud. I have a dream that children everywhere can go to school safely. I have a dream that families can live without fear of war. I have a dream that people from different countries can be friends.
That's like practicing English and clarifying your values at the same time.
Exactly. When you speak with repetition and rhythm, your English sounds more confident and more powerful.
Emma, King talked about peace in America, but you mentioned his message spread globally. Why does peace matter for English learners specifically?
Because English is the language of international communication. When people from different countries talk to each other, they usually use English. So if you want to promote peace and understanding between cultures, English is your tool.
Can you give examples?
Sure. I've seen students use English to collaborate on international projects, to organize cultural exchange programs, to explain their culture to others. Each conversation builds understanding, and understanding is the foundation of peace.
So world peace isn't just about governments and politics?
World peace is also about individuals connecting, understanding each other, respecting differences, and English makes these connections possible.
True.
Think about it, PJ. You moved here from Taiwan 30 years ago. I'm American. We're having this conversation in English.
That's true. English is the language that allowed me to make the US my home all those years ago. It has also helped me so much when I travel and work overseas.
Exactly. Whether you are building a life in a new country or just connecting with people while working abroad, English is the bridge. Without it, we couldn't share these deep ideas or our different histories.
But with English, we can talk. We can understand each other.
That's a small act of peace. Every English conversation across cultures is an act of peace. Every time you listen to understand someone from a different background, you're building peace.
Emma, many English learners are passive. They study, they listen, they practice, but they don't use English to express their own ideas or dreams. How do we change that?
By helping them find their voice, their purpose, their dream, and that starts with a question. What do you care about?
Tell me a story.
I had a student named Kenji from Japan, very quiet. He studied English for years, but rarely spoke. He always looked down in class.
We're changed.
One day, I asked the class to share something they deeply cared about. Kenji hesitated. Then, in very simple English, he said, I care about peace between countries. Japan and Korea have difficult history. I want to help build friendship.
How did you respond?
I asked him to tell me more, and for the first time, he really spoke. Not perfect English, but honest English. He told us about visiting Korea and making Korean friends, about his dream of promoting understanding between Japan and Korea.
Did his English improve?
Dramatically, because suddenly he had something to say, something that mattered. He started reading articles in English about international relations. 6 months later, he organized an online cultural exchange program between Japanese and Korean students. He ran all the meetings in English. Not perfect English, but clear English. English that built bridges and promoted peace.
So the power isn't in perfect English?
The power is in having something worth saying and the courage to say it. King didn't move America with perfect grammar. He moved America with a powerful dream of peace, expressed simply and honestly.
Let's get practical. How can listeners practice this? How can they write their own I have a dream statement in English?
Let me give you a simple exercise everyone can do today.
I'm ready.
Step 1. Think about what you care about. Peace, justice, education, environment. Don't overthink it. Just answer honestly.
Okay, listeners, pause if you need to. Think about what matters to you.
Step 2. Complete this sentence in simple English. I have a dream too, or I have a dream that. Don't worry about grammar. Just complete it honestly.
Can you give examples?
Sure. I have a dream that people from different countries can be friends. I have a dream to help children in my community learn English. I have a dream of a world without war.
All simple sentences.
All simple but powerful because they're honest. They're personal.
What's step 3?
Step 3. Say it out loud. Not in your head, out loud, even if you're alone. Hear your own voice speaking your dream in English. Your voice matters. Your dream matters.
And step 4.
Step 4. Write it down in English. In your journal, on your phone, somewhere you can see it. Read it every day. Let it remind you why you're learning English.
Emma, many English learners are afraid to speak. They worry about mistakes, about accent, about being judged. What advice do you have?
King teaches us something important. Your message matters more than your mistakes. Your dream matters more than your grammar. Your conviction matters more than your accent.
Tell me more.
King had a Southern accent. His English wasn't textbook perfect, but nobody cared because his message was powerful. His dream was real. His belief in peace and justice was clear and strong.
So what should fearful learners remember?
Your ideas matter more than your accent. Your dreams matter more than your grammar. If you have something worth saying, say it. People will listen to your heart, not your English errors.
What about mistakes?
Mistakes prove you're trying. They prove you're brave. Everyone makes mistakes when they speak, but people remember your message, not your mistakes. They remember your dream of peace, not your pronunciation.
That's freeing.
It means you can start speaking today, right now. You don't need perfect English. You need honest English, brave English, English that carries your dream.
Emma, we've talked a lot about peace today. Let's bring this together. How can English learners contribute to world peace?
By using English to build understanding between cultures, to create connections, to share their own culture with respect, to learn about other cultures with openness. Every conversation is an opportunity.
Can you give practical examples?
Sure. Join international online communities. Participate in cultural exchange programs. Use English to learn about other cultures. Share your own culture in English with pride and respect. Make friends with people from different countries.
And how does this create peace?
Because peace starts with understanding. When you understand someone's culture, you respect them more. When you have friends from different countries, you don't want conflict. You want peace. You become a bridge, a peacemaker.
So English learners can be peacemakers.
Yes, every person who uses English to connect across cultures is contributing to world peace. Maybe not in big, dramatic ways, but in small, important ways. One conversation at a time, one friendship at a time.
Emma, this has been powerful. Thank you. Any final thoughts?
Yes, Martin Luther King Jr. Day is coming. It's a day to remember a man who dreamed of peace and equality. But it's also a day to think about your own dreams, your own contribution to peace. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't wait for perfect circumstances to speak. He spoke because his dream mattered, because peace mattered, because people mattered. You have dreams too, and English can help you express those dreams. Don't wait until your English is perfect. Perfect never comes. Start now. Start today. Write your dream. Speak your dream. Share your dream. Use English to build bridges, to create understanding, to contribute to peace in your own way. Because the world needs your voice, your perspective, your dream, and English gives you the power to share it.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you, PJ. And thank you to everyone listening. Dream big, speak bravely, build peace.
All right, everyone, let's bring this home. Monday, January 19th is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a day to remember a man who changed the world with 4 simple words. I have a dream. He didn't use complicated English. He used honest English, clear English, English with purpose. And that's what I want you to remember today. Purpose gives English power. Simple English is powerful English. Your voice matters. Now here's your assignment. Complete this sentence. I have a dream that, or I have a dream to. Write it in simple English. Then say it out loud. Hear your own voice speaking your dream. Here is today's mantra. My dream gives my English purpose. My English builds peace. You are not just learning English. You are preparing to share your voice with the world. If this message touched you, follow Easy English with PJ. And if you know someone who feels stuck with English, share this with them. And I'd love to hear from you. Write your I have a dream in the comments. Your words might inspire someone. Remember this, Martin Luther King Jr. didn't change the world with perfect English. He changed it with a powerful dream, spoken simply and bravely. You have a dream worth sharing too, and you already have the English to begin. So start today. Write your dream. Speak your dream, and take one small step toward it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing your voice matters. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Dream big, speak bravely, build peace. See you next time.